a scooter doctor. I have 13 years experience specifically with scooters and medical equipment in general, but this May will be 30 years that I've been in the home care industry. First doing some respiratory equipment in various places, California. You can see I'm originally from Massachusetts. I spent the last 13 years in Phoenix, Arizona. That probably makes you wonder why I would go from Phoenix, Arizona to this. But long story short, some major changes in my life brought this opportunity to me. And so I came here sight unseen to get back to not only snow, but a new community where I can explore opportunities. And so I was able to take my experience in the medical field and actually start my own business at the young age of 56. Something I never thought I would do, but here I am. So I'm at the Copper Country Mall. Started last year. I actually moved up here April 1st last year, and that was my opportunity to start the business at the mall. Like I said, I've been in the home care industry for a long time, but one of the problems in the home care industry is insurance. For many, many years, in fact decades, insurance costs, including Medicare specifically, have risen dramatically. And so the industry itself is very insurance focused, so those costs are reflected in those contracts that the insurance industry helped to create. Also, the equipment expenses got very high as well. So we see an industry where it was driven primarily by cost, and that primarily provided by insurance companies. But the other problem is that coverages then started to go down, and especially with Medicare and their new contracts, what that did to a lot of home care companies was actually put them out of business. You may remember the name The Scooter Store. Does anybody remember seeing those commercials on TV? And of course, the problem there is they cheated, to make it simple. So what happened was Medicare and a lot of other insurance companies decided, well, we've got to cut costs, we've got to make it harder to get equipment, and make it more cost effective for ourselves. So as I said, many companies went out of business. Well, we have a lot of people, 61 million adults who live with some kind of disability, but we also have 8.4 million of those who have a specifically mobility type of disability. That means, for example, Dwayne, you walk with a cane.
I do.
Okay? So that cane helps you do something, right? So a lot of people, they have a problem, that being a hard time getting around, okay? So what I do is I provide solutions for that type of problem. For example, I'm not going to get specific with you, but you have a medical condition that requires you need a little bit of help, so to speak. So in my store, I have some equipment, and just so you can see, I'm at the mall right next to Sears. I'm looking to upgrade eventually, but that's where I am right now, right in the corner there, you can see. And I have various kinds of equipment there. Chairs and scooters and power wheelchairs, walkers, various things like that. Just about anything that a person could need either inside their home to help them get around or getting outside the home. So the problem is that when a person has a disability, they have a hard time getting out, or as Medicare puts it, their activities of daily living. Can anybody give me an example of an activity of daily living?
Shopping.
What was that?
Shopping.
Shopping, okay. Let's get even more simple.
Showering.
Showering, there we go.
Getting dressed.
When you get up in the morning, do you give a second thought to getting out of bed, going into the bathroom, and doing what you have to do? Probably not. But when you have a disability, all of a sudden those things become much more difficult. So my job is to make those things easier. A lot of people have this mental block that, well, if I'm disabled, I can't do things, or I have to give up my independence. My job is to show them just the opposite. Your disability doesn't have to be that way. In fact, we can provide solutions so that you become more independent and things become easier. We all have challenges in our lives. So how do we meet those challenges? Sometimes it's as simple as, a pair of crutches or a cane, as Dwayne has, or some bath bars to give you some stability in the bathroom. We're looking at things that will make life easier. That's the bottom line. I want to make your life easier. So whether it's a scooter for pretty much the more extreme cases where a person really can't walk, or a cane or something in the bathroom, we're talking about things that will make life easier. So one of the things I want to do in this community specifically is I want to work with other organizations in order to help people find those solutions. For example, Little Brothers Friends of the Elderly, wonderful organization here, doing great work with elderly people and others with disabilities. What we want to do is we want to help people solve their problems, whether those are specifically mobility related or otherwise. We're looking for ways to find those solutions and offer those to people at an affordable cost. Because as I said earlier, some of those costs had gotten really high. And so for a lot of people, that can be a little bit of a deterrent. Currently in my business, I'm not able to offer insurance. I don't have that capability now. I hope to in the future. That's one of those things on the radar that I want to get to. But my situation right now, number one, I have the experience to help people find the least expensive option to help them with their activities of daily living, while at the same time offering a wide range of services that can meet all of their needs in terms of mobility and gaining back their independence. So what separates me from most other mobility dealers? Well, it's customer service. I started, as I said, about 30 years ago in this industry, and my personal mantra became superior customer service. And very simply what that means is that I will look at a person not as a patient or statistic, but as someone who has a need where I can help them not only with providing that equipment, but making sure that that piece of equipment is going to be something very useful in their daily lives, in getting to the bathroom, in preparing their meals, in going to doctors, stores, or just getting around the community and visiting with friends and family, so that they have their independence back, so that they get their lives back. Because many people, they've lost all of that. So I want to give that back. So you can reach me. Again, I'm the Scooter Doctor. I have a cell phone, office phone, email scooterdrdoug@gmail.com. I'm on Facebook. Another one of my goals is to build a website so that people can see the products I offer and what those can do for them. As I mentioned, insurances are another thing on my radar, to be able to provide a way for people to get equipment without having to put out a lot of money out of pocket. Any questions?